So the reason why I like meeting international students or international people better than I like meeting American students is because American students always ask me the same question when I tell them where I'm from. I'll usually say something like, "Oh, I'm from Germany," or more specifically, I'll say like, "Oh, well, my dad's in the military. I've kind of lived everywhere, but I lived in Germany for 10 years, so I really call that home." And American students, they always ask me the same question every time. They say, "Oh, do you speak German?" No. I lived in a country for 10 years and I didn't bother to learn to speak the language. Actually, that's true. I don't really speak German. I lived in Germany for 10 years and I never really learned the language very well. And the truth is that most military people who go overseas, even for long periods of time, don't bother to learn the language. And a lot of times it's because, they're leaving soon. But mostly it's just because of general awkwardness, the awkwardness of learning a language. Um, it's hard and awkward. Um, and I have know people who've lived in Germany for like 3 years and they don't know how to properly order a glass of water, which I do. See, I made sure that I learned very good menu German, and I can sit down and order any kind of German food that they would sell in a German restaurant. I probably don't know how to order Chinese food in Germany. The Asian food there is horrible, by the way. It tastes so bad. Um, but okay, so for example, um, just an example of the awkwardness of learning a language. The thing is, people think that I'm very good at languages, because regardless of what language they're speaking to me, I can usually tell what people are saying. And the reality is, I'm really not good at languages at all. I'm just good at like learning that one or two words and then picking them out of a sentence and recognizing them in a sentence. So, for example, die Wetter is the word for the weather in German. And so if someone's talking to me and they say, "Keine Aufschlufe, die Wetter, Schnaffenheimer Kammer," I know that they're talking about the weather. And so I can, just think about, oh, what was the weather like today? Or what was the weather like yesterday? And I can say, "Ah, sehr gut. I like die Wetter. Sounds great." Um, and it works out. But what they don't tell you when you learn the word die Wetter is that weather is actually not something that is small talk in German. Like, close friends talk about the weather. Usually you don't really talk to strangers. Not like America. I mean, Americans, close friends don't even really care about the weather. But if they're talking to each other. But so in German, if I say something to a stranger like, "Oh, or, to anyone, die Wette ist sehr gut," then they're gonna start telling me about how last week their dog died and tomorrow they're going to visit their Aunt Louise. And the only two words I understand out of that is dog and Louise. And so it ends up getting very awkward because they start asking them questions like, "Oh, is Louise house trained? How often do you take Louise for a walk? If you go away for a weekend, could you please let me watch Louise?" It's just awkward. There's just no other word for it. And so, we tried, but the truth is we're moving away in 2 years, probably back to the US or to Japan, or, if we're lucky and our parents decide that they don't hate awesomeness, then Hawaii or, something like that. So we're sorry, Germany. But I mean, you guys speak pretty good English, so we figure you don't take that much offense, and English, you just learn it. You could do it.